Hello, Homestead. Please stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now for a moment of silence.
Hello, Homestead. It's Friday, January 29th, and time for an all-new edition of HHS In-Depth. I'm Jack Adams.
And I'm Elise Wilcox.
Today's show includes stories about Homestead Junior Carter Fleck, who lost his battle with cancer 2 weeks ago. You'll hear from his friends and faculty on the person Carter Fleck was.
We'll bring you a student profile piece on sophomore Andy Landrigan and how she is already running her own business and selling pearl necklaces.
The popular after-school card-playing club, Euchre Club, is profiled by reporter Nick McAllister.
And Austin Render is back with another sports corner, this week taking a look at the Homestead wrestling team.
We'll have all those stories and more, so stay tuned for another edition of HHS In-Depth. We begin today's show with a story about Junior Carter Fleck, who lost his battle with cancer 2 weeks ago. For those who knew or didn't know Carter, this story will help tell you the kind of person Carter was, as told by his friends and some of Homestead's faculty members.
On January 14th, 17-year-old Carter Fleck passed away after his dauntless battle with cancer. Some of Carter's friends and Homestead faculty expressed their thoughts on what made Carter such a special person.
I had Carter in class, my personal finance class, and it was unusual because he wasn't there the first week of the semester, so, you know, I'm marketing medicine every day and always wanted to know when am I going to meet this Carter kid. And when he showed up, it was pretty apparent that he was a different kind of kid. I'm a sarcastic person myself. I think he was twice as sarcastic as I was, so he was just a very funny, sarcastic, but you could tell how smart he was right off the bat.
I first met Carter around 10 years ago when we played upwards basketball together, and he really was a great friend to me and anyone else on our team. And the thing I respect most about him was during his battle with cancer, it never changed who he was, like as a person. And that just shows how strong of a person he was. And I just want to send my best thoughts out to his friends and family and anyone else affected by this.
You know, I wasn't close with Carter. I probably talked to him half a dozen times this school year just to check in on him and see how he was. And his response was always, I'm okay, I'm good. You know, he was about his business and he was not gonna tell a long story. I think what I'm gonna remember is seeing Carter on the ramp with his friends, those guys that he was really close to, how they would stand there and hang out just like everybody else, except they were their own clan and had a good time together. And that's important for all of us to remember, that our little family here at school makes a big difference in the lives of each other and even one person.
I've known Carter since freshman year. We had seminar together, and during that time, him and I got to know each other pretty well. We were good friends, and we always joked around and laughed with each other, stuff like that. He's always been a funny kid and really knew how to make everyone laugh in his class. He's very sarcastic, but in a good way. Most recently, him and I had personal finance together last semester, and we sat next to each other and worked together, stuff like that. Got really close with him then, closer than freshman year. And Carter was really just a great guy, a good friend to me, and I wish I had more time with him.
He was a tough kid, and I think that's a lot of what we can learn from him, is how to get through a difficult situation. Whenever you lose somebody like this, whether they're young or older, it's those important lessons that we learn from them that we have to keep. And in this case, it's being courageous in the face of difficult times.
Seniors, the Kilbourne Scholarship information is now available in Student Services. This scholarship is guaranteed to be awarded to 12 Homestead students. Seniors who are involved in the community or school, are in the top 50% of the class, and are involved in some church or religious organizations are eligible. Financial need is a factor in determining the amount of the award. See Mrs. Fitt in Student Services for the information on how to apply.
If you took a higher ed course during the first semester, you must turn in a copy of your unofficial transcript from the college or university in order for the grade and credit to be transferred to your Homestead transcript. Please hand those in at Student Services as soon as possible.
Did you know that there is a sophomore at Homestead who already has her own business selling pearl necklaces? I had a chance to catch up with sophomore Andy Landrigan and learn all about her business, Andy's Pearls, in this week's Student Profile.
The trendy style of wearing pearl jewelry here at Homestead has grown to be very popular over the past few years. One of our students, Andy Landrigan, has started her own business pursuing her talents of making jewelry.
I got the idea when I was in 8th grade because the wearing pearl necklaces started to become a much bigger thing, so I figured that I could make them without spending quite as much money. And so I started making them, and then people started asking where I got them, and then I told them I made them, so that's how it started to spiral.
Many people may wonder how these beautiful bracelets and necklaces are made.
I use leather and then grade A pearls, and I usually just look at pictures from other pearl necklace companies usually, and I can pretty much figure it out by just looking at the pictures.
Buying pearls from Andy offers a great variety of colors and designs.
One benefit is that you're supporting me, a locally owned business, and also the prices aren't as expensive and you can probably get them a lot faster from me instead of ordering them online. I do make necklaces and bracelets. It kind of just depends on what style you want. Most times people send me pictures of something they have in mind, and then I pretty much go off from there if I can make it or not. The ways you can get in contact with me is through Instagram with the Andy's Pearls account. Direct message me a picture if you have something in mind, or if you see a picture on the account, and then we'll go from there.
Andy's Pearls range from $10 to $40. If you're interested, make sure to give her a follow on Instagram and get your trendy jewelry today. For HHS In Depth, I'm Elise Wilcox.
Speech and debate enthusiasts, the Southside Optimist Club is holding an oratorical contest in late February at the Allen County Public Library. Winners at the district level will receive a scholarship. If you are interested, go see Mr. Fisher in room 616 for an application.
FCCLA state conference forms and money are due today. If you need another copy of the forms, you can stop by room 102 to pick them up.
Art Club is starting up for the second semester. Go join them next Tuesday, February 2nd, after school in room 108 to start a new project.
Variety show auditions will be February 10th and 11th after school in the auditorium. See Mr. Shaw in the choir room with questions or to sign up for the auditions.
The popular after-school card-playing club, Euchre Club, is still going strong. Reporter Nick McAllister went to a recent meeting to see what Euchre Club is all about.
Euchre Club is an organized group of students and staff that comes together to partake in the popular card game.
Euchre, it's a card game played with 4 players and 24 cards in the deck, and it's a trump game, kind of like hearts or spades. You're dealt 5 cards, and that's pretty much it. But it sounds simple, but there's actually a lot of strategy to it.
I would say Euchre is a very interesting and a competitive card game.
Students join because they have a common interest in the game.
When I first heard about the club, I thought it would be quite interesting to play cards, really. I know we played cards before, so I thought I'd come out and see what it's about.
My friends convinced me to join Euchre Club freshman year, and then I eventually joined sophomore year.
You don't have to be an expert at the game to join. New members are always welcome.
We're open to teaching everyone how to play Euchre, and we're always looking for newcomers to come out and play.
We play Euchre, and we also teach any new people how to play Euchre. We also eat lots of candy.
There are no requirements. If you know how to play, you can show up anytime you want and play. And if you don't know how to play, you can show up and we'll teach you how to play.
Euchre Club is still taking new members. If you are interested in learning how to play or already know how to play and want to join in on the excitement, make sure to stop by room 212, Mr. Arata's room, every other Tuesday. For HHS In Depth, I'm Nick McAllister.
Head on out to Audio Aficionados on Monday at 2:45 in room 600B, the radio room. If you have never been to Audio Aficionados, now is the perfect time to see what you've been missing.
Fall sports participants, the fall patches are in. Go to the athletic office to pick up your patch as soon as possible.
Girls' preseason track and field conditioning is being held on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. If you are not in a winter sport and intend on being on the team, you should attend these practices. See Mrs. Tiernan if you have any questions.
And now here is Austin Render with another edition of the Sports Corner. This week, Austin profiles the Homestead wrestling team as they prepare for sectionals tomorrow.
Hello Homestead, I'm Austin Render back with another edition of the Sports Corner. Wrestling sectionals are tomorrow, and I had a chance to stop by a morning practice this week to see how the Spartan Grapplers are getting ready for the postseason. The Homestead wrestling team is completing their final preparations for sectionals and feel pretty good about how the season has gone up to this point.
It's been a good year. You know, we have a really solid team led by a few seniors that have really put in a lot of work and put themselves in a position to make a deep run in the state tournament. So when you have that as the core of your team, you know, there's going to be some success.
So far this year, there have been a few ups and downs, a few matches that haven't gone the way I wanted them to, but mostly, you know, it's been successful. I think I'm 27-3, and now we're just going into the postseason with a whole different attitude. It's just time to win out and go to state.
Well, individually, just like everyone on this team, we've had up and downs. I wrestled pretty well. I think my record's around 28-5 or so.
Individual this year, I'm doing pretty good. It's the best season I've had. I'm 33 or 34 now, so it's been a pretty good season.
Not many teams have had the senior leadership the Spartans have had this season, led by seniors Drake Rhodes and Jack Franklin.
It's been really good to have some experienced guys on the team. It's really been nice because the guys can see that this is what happens when you buy in and work hard.
Sophomore year, we all grew and got a lot better, started winning tournaments, and you know, that brought us all real close together, and then me and Drake became practice partners, and so every day we're up here scrapping and making each other better. So he's like a brother to me. They're both like brothers.
Rumor has it that wrestling practices are the hardest practices at Homestead.
I definitely say it's the hardest sport out there because we come in here and we're always working together as a team. We're always trying to lose weight at the same time, trying to cut weight. Obviously, Jack and Drake are always dressed with a bunch of sweatshirts and sweatpants put on while they're trying to wrestle as hard as they can, losing about 5 or 6 pounds of practice.
I would definitely say it's the hardest practice at Homestead. The workouts are excruciating. Coach pushes us to like beyond our limit. Like that's his thing. He likes to make us go farther than we should.
And as sectionals approach, Coach Duvall stresses the basics.
The goal's been the same from the beginning of the season, and it's no different now that we're 3 days out. It's just making sure that we, do everything right this last week and put ourselves in a position to succeed on Saturday.
The wrestling team heads to sectionals this weekend at New Haven starting Saturday morning at 9 a.m. A reminder, there's a girls-boys doubleheader tonight at home against Northrop. The girls' game is at 6 o'clock and the boys' game will follow. It's also senior night for the girls' team and the ceremony will take place in between the two games. Tomorrow is a busy day for Homestead sports as the wrestling team starts it off with sectionals at 9 a.m. The gymnastics team will be at the Chesterton Invitational at 11 a.m. Girls basketball will be in Toledo to take on Notre Dame Academy at 1:30, and the boys basketball team will be at Zionsville at 7:30. Both the girls and the boys games will be broadcasted on the Point 91 FM, so if you can't make the trip and want to stay up with the details, just tune in to 91.1 FM or online at wcyt.org. Next week, the Sports Corner will feature the girls swim and dive team as they get prepared for sectionals. Reporting for the Sports Corner, I'm Austin Render.
Well, that wraps up this edition of HHS In Depth. I'm Jack Adams.
And I'm Elise Wilcox. Thank you for watching today.
And now here are this week's Pictures of the Week. Congratulations to this week's winners, senior Michael Sartiano and freshman Caitlin Mueller.
To submit your photo for Picture of the Week, just email a high-resolution photo with your name and grade level to hhsindepth@gmail.com.
Today we leave you with a song exclusive to Homestead's radio station, the Point 91 FM.
Have a great weekend, and we'll see you again next Friday.